Luke, overall this season, you've had a lot of success. Just what do you think it is about your stuff that has allowed you to do as well as you've been doing?
Well, it's definitely been fun so far. It's obviously nice to create the momentum and to kind of keep it, sustain it, and hope ride the wave as long as it goes. There's going to be some bumps, and just preparing, just keep staying on top of the mechanics, the mindset, the pitch calling, just all those discussions internally. At any moment, things can, go awry. So just want to make sure we're making those, minimizing those mistakes as they go.
You didn't throw a lot of pitches over the last 2 days, but typically he doesn't go to guys 3 days in a row, especially this early in the season. What was that conversation like before the game and letting him know that you'd be available?
Yeah, I'm being efficient sometimes is really good, but it also allows you to be available. And I think there's moments where you got to make sure that you feel like just because you didn't throw a ton of pitches doesn't necessarily mean that you're at 100%. And it was just one of those discussions where it's like, hey, unless you tell us anything different, like, what do you want to do? And I'm aware of the situation. I know that guys have been going back-to-backs. We've got a lot of guys that were possibly down today, and of course I wanted this. I wanted it. I mean, I didn't throw a lot of pitches, so I didn't really have an excuse. It was trying to go out there and to do my job, called upon, and shut the game down. And thankfully it went that way, and just get back to the recovery circuit.
Overall, what do you think with what this bullpen has been doing as the season has progressed? It seems like you guys have really found your roles and found your ways.
Yeah, it's just a collective effort. Everybody's rooting hard for each other. We want to make sure that we pick each other up. There's different days where if a guy's down, we gotta go 1+. We gotta figure out ways to piece it together. We always want our starter to go 9. We're just there as backup. So when the game dictates situations, we just want to be prepared, and we'll give hopefully big high fives and hugs after the fact and say get him tomorrow.
You've seen Rodon now for a while. What stands out most when you watch him pitch?
Yeah, I love when he pitches. I really do, because I think a lot of times starters have to find a way to navigate, and he just has a grit and like a tenacity about himself. Like every time he goes, he just grinds and he finds a way. Next thing you know, the score is typically close, and even if it's not his best, he's deep into the game. He's throwing 100+ pitches. He's finding a way. He's fighting to get off the mound. He's like, don't take the ball, right? So, there's just a piece of knowing that when he goes out there, it's 110% his full effort, and sometimes it's not going to be the best, but you have everybody's respect because we know we're going to get out of you, and we'll pick you up if we can.
What's it been like watching Devin rebound from that tough start? I mean, he's been pitching really well lately.
Devin's the man. I mean, he's obviously one of the best in the game. There's adjustment periods with anything. Like I said early in this interview, like, you're just trying to minimize mistakes. Sometimes they are completely uncontrollable and they stack up, and you're trying to stop that momentum, and sometimes they're minimal and we can make those mistakes quick, and sometimes we get lucky and sometimes we don't. So with all that being said, it's awesome to have him do his thing. I certainly wasn't worried about him for 1 second, and he's found his rhythm, he's controlling his game, his tempo, and he's just dominating.
Why do you think you've been so efficient? Like, that's the word you used, efficient. Like, I think you threw 17 pitches in 3 days. What's the key to doing that?
Well, they swing and get out quicker. I think it's really just about trying to get strike one as fast as possible. It's trying to get the 2 strikes as fast as possible and just try to put them away as quick as you can. On your route to do that, if they put the ball in play and they get out, which is what we hope, I don't necessarily want to try to get this 2 strikes every time. Like, I want to be able to be efficient to be able to come back the next day and to take load off the arm into the body and make people breathe easier in the dugout and in the stands, the fans. So with all that being said, it's just about trying to command my pitches as best I can and staying on top of it. And it's a lot less stressful when you can just get them out quicker, and I'm very thankful for that.
Luke, earlier in the day, Cruzs was placed on the injured list. He's optimistic that it'll only be the 15 days, but just what type of loss is that for the bullpen?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, he's the most energetic guy. There's no one I've ever played with who cheers harder than he does down there in the bullpen. Even when he's warming up, he's fist pumping, clapping. He's all about it. We're like, hey man, you still got to pitch, So he's going to be a loss for us for sure. But hopefully it's quick. He's recovering really well, it sounds like, and his attitude is uplifting always. So, you never feel like you got to worry about him, but we'll fill the gap as best we can, and hopefully he just hits the circuit hard back there.
How uplifting is it to get a sweep of a good team like that?
Yeah, obviously a really momentous type deal. So, we played a good series against the Mets. We play a good series against the Rangers. You just continue to try to win series, and if you can sweep, that's like a huge bonus. So when they have great starting pitching that they do and a great team and a lineup overall, they're all close games, right? Like, you got to be able to minimize your mistakes, have big moments like last night, and Vivas today, big moment off a great pitcher. So you just kind of stack those together, and when those guys are feeling confident and it's well-rounded and all cylinders are firing, whatever the saying is, but we're happy to go out there and piece together a lot more wins.